Now, a real expert, a former White House senior advisor, has negotiated with Iran across 4 presidential administrations, Brett McGurk. Brett, thank you so much for being here. This latest Truth Social post from the president, let's start with that. He calls on Iran to open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards. I'm quoting, apologies. He also said, glory be to God in a previous one. What are you thinking when you saw this recent post?
If you care about America's strength on the world stage and want clear, no-nonsense analysis, hit like and subscribe right now, because what just happened involving Iran could shape global security for years to come. We're looking at a moment where President Donald Trump is taking a hardline stance against Iran, and even seasoned insiders are raising serious questions about what comes next.
My thought is this is an escalate to try to get a deal. That's not going to get a deal. I mean, with diplomacy with Iran, a lot of it is secret, back channel, because they publicly posture, we publicly posture, makes it very hard to actually, I think, achieve what he's trying to achieve there. Very much share the goal. I think for this to conclude with Iran in control of the Strait of Hormuz, Jake, I think would be a very bad outcome. And the question here is how do you now achieve that objective? And it's also striking. The president in his national address the other night suggested the Strait of Hormuz was not an objective for us. I think now, at least colorfully, seems to be suggesting it is. And again, this is just kind of shifting objectives in terms of what exactly we're trying to achieve here.
So just to read the whole thing, open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell, just watch. And then he says, praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. What does invoking Allah achieve, if anything?
Yesterday he said, glory to God. Now he's saying the same thing in Arabic. I would leave that out of it. I don't really understand what that's trying to achieve. I think, look, we're in a war, Jake. I think what happened last night is extraordinary.
Yeah,
One thing I very much agree that the president said, this should be something to be celebrated by all Americans. Fully agree with that. Extraordinary development. The question, though, now is where do we go from here? And you can retrospectively say we should have done the operation differently. We are where we are. We're in a very difficult predicament. And I think the next 2 weeks, what I expect is escalation against Iran in the hope that they meet our demands. That's on enrichment, it's on missiles, terrorism, and now the Strait of Hormuz. If they don't, and if there's not a deal, we have a real inflection point. Because then do we just say this operation's over and Iran actually comes out controlling that artery? Or do we militarily try to actually seize and control the strait, which is a major operation? I think that's kind of where this is heading. So as we look ahead to this month, this war potentially.
So here's the situation. During a recent exchange, veteran national security figure Brett McGurk weighed in on a fiery message from Donald Trump directed at Iran, specifically demanding that they keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Now, let's be clear, this isn't just rhetoric. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical Arabic Aleph, Arabic Layth, Arabic Noon, Arabic Fa, Arabic Tat shipping routes in the world. If that waterway is threatened, global energy markets feel it instantly, and American interests are directly on the line. From a strong America First perspective, Trump's message sends one signal loud and clear. The United States will not tolerate disruptions to global trade routes that impact our economy and national security. That kind of clarity matters, strength matters, deterrence matters. But here's where the debate heats up. McGurk argues that this kind of public escalation makes diplomacy harder. He points out that real negotiations with Iran often happen behind closed doors, not on social media, not in public threats. And he's not wrong about how diplomacy traditionally works. However, here's the counterpoint. Diplomacy without leverage is weakness. And for years, Iran has tested limits on nuclear activity, regional influence, and strategic waterways. So the real question is this: does public pressure force Iran to take negotiations seriously? Or does it push things closer to conflict? That's the balancing act. What's also concerning and worth paying attention to is the lack of a clearly defined endgame. Are we pushing for a new deal? Are we trying to deter aggression? Or are we slowly moving toward a military confrontation? Because if Iran refuses to back down, the next step becomes far more serious. We're talking about potential military operations to secure that waterway, something that would have massive global consequences. And this is where leadership matters most. Strong messaging is important, but it has to be paired with a clear strategic objective. America doesn't just need toughness, we need direction. So here's the bottom line. This is bigger than one statement or one headline. This is about America's role in the world, the stability of global markets, and whether strength can prevent conflict or unintentionally accelerate it. The next few weeks will be critical, and we're going to stay on top of every development. If you want real analysis without the spin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And watch this next video right here where we break down the full implications of U.S.-Iran tensions and what it means for America's future.